There's something funny and a little bit cruel about learning too much about sleep. The more you know, the harder it gets to fall asleep at night. So why do we do it? Why pore over sleep guides, podcasts, and even books with titles like Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, hoping for the secret path to restful nights? Is it curiosity? Pure self-improvement? Or maybe anxiety that we're not getting enough rest, that we're somehow doing our nights wrong? Let's get something straight. Why We Sleep isn't just a scientific textbook. It's become a cultural phenomenon, the book everyone seems to reference when talking about sleep these days. But what happens when you actually dive in and read it? Here's the twist. Learning about how precious sleep is might make you more anxious about losing it. Matthew Walker does not exactly ease you in gently. His message is urgent. Chronic sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired, it can ruin your health. Heart disease, diabetes, lowered immunity, even increased risk of Alzheimer's. None of this is bedtime story material, right? And here's the kicker. Thinking constantly about the dangers of bad sleep might keep you up at night. It's like being told not to think of a pink elephant. The more we obsess over getting the perfect amount of rest, the less likely it is to happen. Why does that work this way? Let's dig deeper. When scientists study sleep, they use all kinds of gadgets, EEGs, sleep trackers, labs that look straight out of sci-fi. But in the real world, none of us sleep in a lab. We sleep in our own messy beds, with our brains still buzzing from the day. That's a problem science bumps into over and over. Meanwhile, as you learn the astonishing effects of sleep, including ones you never suspected, something happens. You start monitoring yourself. Did I get my 8 hours? Did I doze off too late? Should I skip coffee or exercise at midnight? In other words, knowledge breeds vigilance. This isn't unique to sleep. Ever tracked your steps with a fitness app? You start caring about the number every day, sometimes more than about actual health. But here's where sleep gets special. You can't will yourself to sleep the way you can push for more steps. The more you try, the more sleep slips away. It's paradoxical, right? Why can't we simply decide to sleep, like we decide to eat lunch or send an email? What makes sleep so stubbornly out of our control? There's a name for this: sleep effort. The more you actively try to make yourself sleep, the more awake your mind becomes. It's like quicksand for your brain. By now, you might be wondering, if knowing the facts makes it harder, why does anyone bother reading books like Why We Sleep? Because the facts themselves are astonishing. Consider this. After just one night of less than 6 hours of sleep, your immune cells that attack cancer cells drop by more than 70%. Or take memory. Sleep isn't just rest. It's like running a backup on your brain. Without it, new memories vanish, like files not saved. And yet, what's the first thing people do after learning all this? They stress about not sleeping enough. The science creates a new pressure, not a new comfort. If you're feeling attacked right now, don't worry, you're not alone. There's even a name for this new fear: sleep anxiety. Reading about it often makes it worse. So, what if you stopped aiming for perfect sleep? Some sleep scientists recommend what's called sleep hygiene, but not to the point of obsession. This means dimming the lights before bed, cutting off caffeine late in the day, maybe even keeping the bedroom cool and gadget-free. These habits help. But here's where things get interesting. Sleep is a passive process. You can create the right conditions, but you can't command yourself to sleep on cue. So, if arming yourself with sleep science makes you anxious, should you just throw away your books and ignore everything? Not quite. Information can empower us, just not when we clutch it like a security blanket. It should guide gentle course corrections, not ruin a night's rest. That's the heart of the paradox. Knowledge about sleep is vital for society. It led to safer work hours, school start times, and new ways to fight disease. But when we bring all that knowledge into the bedroom with us, it's like trying to quiet a noisy party inside your own head. The harder you shush, the louder it gets. You've probably felt this. You read an alarming fact about sleep, and suddenly the stakes feel too high. Every restless toss feels like a disaster. But what if sleep just happens better when you leave it alone. Children, for example, rarely worry about sleep. They crash out naturally when they're tired. So, here's the real question I'm wrestling with. How do you hold all this knowledge lightly? How do you use it to help, not hurt? Maybe it's about being curious rather than obsessed, about noticing patterns, like feeling groggy after a late night without turning every detail into a crisis. Or maybe it's about accepting that some nights will be restless, no matter what any book says. Everyone has bad sleep sometimes. That's something even Matthew Walker hints at. Knowledge should inform better habits, not drive us into sleepless panic attacks. He's not the sleep police. So, what do you take away from all this? That knowledge about sleep is a double-edged sword. Sharp, useful, but dangerous if you're careless. If you find yourself lying awake tonight, brain-worrying with sleep facts, remember, the goal is not to be a perfect sleeper, but to understand just enough to help yourself over time. Maybe we need more kindness toward our own brains. Instead of obsessing, try gratitude. Notice what sleep you get and treat yourself gently if things go wrong. So, will learning about sleep make it harder for you to fall asleep tonight? Maybe, for a while. But what if you let go of the pressure just a little? Try this. Let your curiosity spark better habits, then trust your body to do the rest. Maybe that's the real secret no book can write. So, next time you read a fact about REM cycles or sleep debt, don't panic. Let it float by, like counting sheep, not worries. After all, sleep is one of life's great mysteries, and sometimes the less you grip it, the more likely it is to greet you.